Hey, this is Brett. I've been out on the road all week and teaching real estate classes to realtors about technology. And one of the questions that I get often is about Facebook privacy. How do I set up my privacy? How do I control it? How do I make sure that I'm not doing something that's going to embarrass me or blow up in my face? This video is going to outline probably three main things. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to do it live, and it is what it is. First, I want to show you how when you send a message, you can customize who that message goes to. And then, secondly, I want to show you how you can put your friends into certain lists. So that way it makes it really easy when you send your messages to send them to certain groups. And then the third thing is we add new applications, like you add something, you log in, you say, oh, I'll log in with Facebook so I don't have to add a new username and a password. And then all of a sudden it says, okay, to add this, this service, whatever you're adding, wants to have access to all of your friends and wants to know if it can post on Facebook. I'm going to go through that and show you how you can take control of that situation so you can use that with confidence. So let's see if we can get this done in one video or if it stretches into a couple parts. When we use Facebook, we can do two things with it. We can read other people's posts. Let me just log in here. We can read all of the posts from our friends and all the things they're writing, or we can write whatever we want to write. So we can do that from our home page, which is where we come by default, or we can do that from our personal profile page. So on our personal profile page, we have this thing that's called status update. So in this message, we'll see that we can type whatever we want. Okay, so this is what I call a biz per post, and this means it's half business, half personal. I mention what I do, I kind of hint at what I'm doing to create a reminder about this world that I'm a part of, and then I really focus on the personal side of it that's highlighting things that people are more likely to like or to talk about. And when we create this post, and now I guess we're 2 minutes into this and we're getting to the point, sorry about that. The point is we can send it to different groups of people. We can separate who's going to see this message, or we can hide it from certain people, I should say. So next to the post button, there is this privacy settings. And so when I select this, we can send it to public, which is everyone. We can send it to our friends. We can send it to all of our friends except acquaintances. Now, what happened is Facebook added this acquaintances list when they added a bunch of other lists a little while ago to make it easier to sort through all of your friends. Friends except acquaintances means it's going to go to all of your friends except those of your friends that you have expressly marked as only an acquaintance. And then you can send it to just yourself. You can create a custom, which I'll show you in a second. Or what I was just about to talk about is we have this list, all of these different lists. And some of them, for example, like this one, I live in Port Ludlow. So anyone else who's my friend that lives in Port Ludlow, Facebook automatically puts them in that list. I used to work for this company. Anyone who's my friend who used to work in that company automatically gets put in that list. But then there's a lot of lists that I've created myself. And so let's say you're a realtor. I've put you in this list called realtor. So that way I can send a message just to you. And so that way I don't have to spam my other friends. But this is a message that I think actually I would want to go to all of my friends. So I would just make that public. Okay, when you come back, if you've selected a list and you come back to it to change it, you have to go all the way to the bottom, and then there's a go back button that lets you come back to this first level. So I'm just going to say, I want this just to go to all of my friends. Now, once we post this, one of the things that we'll see is that we can still change these settings after it's been posted. So I send it to my friends. I might say, oh, you know what? Maybe I want this one to be public or to be friends except. I still change it after the fact. Does that make sense? So we'll make this one public. Now, one more thing to know about settings, right? We can set them before we post or after we post. One of the ways that I have balanced, and we scroll down here, and you'd think that I'd have paged Sandy for this. This was just great timing. She was a really cool realtor I met this week training in Eastern Washington. But here's a post that I've created that says, I just posted a new blog post on my real estate blog that talks about my new online tablet course. So this is the kind of post that maybe, my buddy from high school who lives in California could care less about. So what I can do is I can go in and I can change this so it's custom. And I can say, I want to make this visible to all of my friends or all of my friends of my friends, but I want to hide it from certain people. And this is where the list comes in handy. You could create, like I have one called church. The people I go to church with, they're like, Brett, we love you. We love it when you put pictures of your kids or when you're on a trip and you take pictures, but we could care less about all this stuff. We know what you do. That's fine. So maybe I want to hide it from these people. I actually have another list. So we'll select that one. I have another list that I have specifically created called Not Realtors. Oh, and do you see how whenever I just start typing, any of my friends that have those letters, they just pull up? So that's so convenient. But I have this list called Not Realtors. And what I did is I put all of the people that were people that I didn't want to spam in this list. And these are my specific friends. And I want to preserve our friendship. I don't want them to be like, yeah, Brett, we like you, or we did, but all you ever do on your, Facebook is talk about all the stuff you're doing at work, and I don't care. But that stuff that I'm talking about and sharing about is what the other, 90% of my friends on Facebook do care about. So by creating this list and saying hide it from these people, now this post works really well because I'm not spamming or giving hugs to the people that don't want this kind of hug, but I am making it available to all of the people who really are on Facebook to say, Brett, quite frankly, we're just here because we want to get inside your head, and we want to see all this stuff that you know how to do so we can do it on our end and make more money and do all these kinds of things. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you recognize that with these custom settings, you really can specify who's going to receive your post. I would say this, it's so easy on Facebook for anyone to forward any message that I wouldn't put anything up here no matter who it's sent to that you're not okay with if someone else runs across it. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about are lists. I'm going to show you a little bit more about how you can create these lists, and I'll do that in a separate video.